Yay! I'm live. Cool. Let's see if I can get that cleaned a little bit. It looks kind of nasty, doesn't it? You can see my what you call it there. What do you call that thing back there? Shoot. I better not be getting dementia. I tell you that right now. I took care of my mama with dementia. You probably go back to the old videos and see when my mom was alive, all those old videos that I did. Okay. The light is so bright. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. Okay. All right. So I have an old video up, very old, when I lived in my mom's house and I had longer hair. My face was bigger. I gained a lot of weight, so I had a video up. I'm gonna guess the year: 2008, 2010, 2013. I don't really know, but I had longer hair. My face was bigger, and I lost a shit ton of weight, like in 2018, 2019. So I lost all this inflammation here and everything, and my belly's big again. And now I'm back up to where I was. Like I was 207, I went down to like 127. Now I'm like 180 or something like that. So I might be pulling a video like I just did back whatever it was, 2008, 2009, 2010. I don't know when that video was, but I have a video up on YouTube and it's literally 3 or 4 minutes. And I said, I don't know, I don't care, I'm done. Bye, shit. I was done with all the bullshit and all the bullshit that I got from people. And I'm done again. I'm done again. AC unit goes in the window like that. So, yeah, you see that open. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to close it right now. It's only 450 square feet. So, I just wish I wish I was taller. I'm only 5'1". And if I have the little step stool here, I'm not tall enough to put a blanket up over this thing. So, well, that's a little bit better. We can do that, right? That's a little bit better. Um, Man, it's hot in here. I gotta turn this AC on, man. I cannot deal with it. 79. I don't even know what it is in here. Can't even deal with it. 78. Let's turn that on. That's might be a little bit better. It's just too hot. Too hot. Too hot. Too hot. Too hot. Everything. Gonna run for shelter. Gonna run for shade. Now it's too hot. Jesus. Do 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 do. Now I got that. All right. So let me get to the point. Um, I'm sick and tired of the bullshit that I'm being told over and over again. Okay, I'm 50. I'm not 55. So I've said this before, and I want this to reach the right target market. Um, and I'm tired of these 60, well, it's the 70-year-olds. It's not the 60-year-olds, it's the 70-year-olds that are out of touch with freaking reality. So, and I know that I've said this before, uh, but I guess I got to say it again. You don't get jobs by going to job boards. So if you're 70, if you're 80, stop telling people like it's 2016. Get your ass out of your damn freaking head. I'm creating a list right now. Um, oh God, there's so many. Uh, oh God, I'm creating a list. Um, the great flattening is happening right now. There's nothing in the middle. And people know by looking at my resume, I ain't no goddamn entry level worker. I'm 50. I'm not 55. That's the other one. Old. What do they call those people? Seniors. Um, oh Oh God, this was. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now there's 3 more. Okay, parole. And then just give me a second. I'm creating a list. What's the people that are not mentally ill? Addiction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's another one. Okay. If you're 70, stop telling people, have you thought about applying online to jobs? Shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. I'm sick and tired of 70-year-old. Have you thought about job going on LinkedIn? Oh, bitch, I'm on LinkedIn already, okay? Shit. You think I'm stupid? Just shut up. If you're 70, stop asking 50-year-olds if they're on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is stupid. You do not get a job by going on LinkedIn and applying. Now, here's the thing. You can go on LinkedIn, but don't waste your time applying to jobs on them. Okay, you want to go to LinkedIn and go in something in a room or in a platform or something special on LinkedIn, fine. If you are into, I don't know. If you're into making clean water and that is your thing, you have a vision for clean water and you have a vision for getting rid of the water, the plastic in the landfills, and you want everybody to drink out of glass because it's cleaner, and that's your thing, that's your calling, then you go to those boards on LinkedIn and you go into it's like a chat room. Okay, now I'm giving away my age. AOL chat rooms, they were a thing in 2004. So if you're over 70, stop telling people to apply to jobs online, because that's not how you get a job. You get a job by who you know and who knows you. And you got to know a lot of people, and those people got to know you. And if they don't know you, and they don't know your skill set, and they don't know your background, you ain't going to get a job. Because okay, so what? They don't care what you know, they care who you know. So if you're over 70, shut the fuck up. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. You're so freaking out of touch with society, and you would think that these 70-year-olds have kids that are in their 40s and in their 50s. It's called the Great Flattening. Wake up. Wake up. Shit. I don't know what you guys need. An oxygen mask? Do you need a slap in the face? I don't know what you need. Do you need a ride around in the cars of people in their 40s and their 50s? I'm not talking about the 20-year-olds. I'm not talking about them, okay? I'm sorry if you are a Gen, what are they, alphas? Or the other ones, the Gen Zs? Let me go online and look. Oh, shoot. Oh, man, I don't want to use my phone. I don't want to use my phone. Nope. Yeah, I'm going to close out of this. I'm going to close out of that. And we're back there. And I'm going to see Gen Z and Alpha year birth years. Okay, this will give me a single. Gen Z common birth years. Gen Z 1997 to 2012, and Gen Alpha from 2010 to 2024. Okay, I want to know how old they are. That's what I want to know. I want to know how old they are now. That's what I want to know. So this 2025 Gen Z, okay, 2025 Gen Z is currently age 13 to 28. And the alphas, okay, the alphas are too young. Alphas, you're out. Okay. If you're alpha, you're out. Just click off. Gen Z, they are 13 to 28. All right. So then so we're going to be going Gen Z and Gen Y. How old now? Okay, Gen Z and Gen Y. Alphas, you're out. Gen Y are between the age of 29 and 44, and Gen Z 13 to 28. So I'm going to be talking mostly about Gen Z right now. Okay. For all y'all that are 70, get it out of your head that I'm talking about, oh, those lazy 20-year-olds. Forget them, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not talking about the 20-year-olds, okay? They got it's a bad time in 2025, okay? It's a bad time because the great flattening is happening now because of AI and tariffs, and there's too much uncertainty. So if you're 70, 75, if you're 65 and you're not looking for work and your head's in the sand and you think it's 2017, just shut your mouth because you ain't giving anybody good advice. When you say, have you thought about going to the Workforce Development Center? What do? What do they do that I can't already do for myself? I got a laptop. I got 15 different resumes. What do I need another resume? Oh, we'll make a resume for you. Bitch, I don't need another fucking resume. Okay? I don't need it. I don't need another resume written by someone else. I know how to edit my resume and it takes an hour. I know how to make it nice and cut it down to 2 pages, maybe 3, depending on, like, if it's a government job, they want you to have all your experience, because if you apply to a job that's like a cashier or, I don't know, a janitor, you better have some cashier or janitor experience somewhere in your history, even if you've done it 20 years ago, because you're going to be on a county, city platform, and your, what you call it, your profile is going to be saved on that platform, and you just have to update your profile. So if you have experience in accounting or, I don't know, janitorial work, or you did something a long time ago, 20, 30 years ago, and you apply to that job and it requires that, you better add that back in. Even if you did it 20 or 30 years ago, you better add it back in that profile for the government job that you're applying for. But other than that, if you're applying for private sector, nobody cares. Nobody cares that you did janitorial work 20 years ago. Most employers only care what you did in the last 3, maybe 4 years. That's it. Some of them only care what you did in the last 2 years. If you haven't done it in the last 2 years, they don't want to talk to you. So stop saying Workforce Development Center. Stop, because they don't help people unless you don't have internet. You don't know how to create a resume, okay? Or if you don't have a laptop, you don't have internet, you just don't know how to create a resume. I have 16, 15, I have templates. I have a resume with just a high school only diploma on it. I have one that has my bachelor's degree on it. I have one with my master's degree on it. Okay. If the job does not require a master's degree, I'm not going to use that for the job. That's why job boards are no good, because if you go to Indeed or ZipRecruiter, you're going to have a profile that's saved. And then you're going to be like, oh, I got to change my profile. No, just go to that employer's website and apply. Here's the problem. You don't get jobs like that. It's networking. That's all it is. So if you're 70, stop talking, because you're wasting my time. You're wasting my time. and I know there's another one, vet, mom, asylum, like you're running from asylum, like if you are a illegal immigrant and you're running from, let me get this straight. You're running from a country, then you need to have protection. Let's just, let's see. Running from asylum is not a precise phrase. Instead, it describes asylum seekers journeying from Mexico to the U.S. to escape prosecution from their home countries. Okay, so people that are seeking asylum. Many people, after reaching Mexico, attempt to enter the U.S. to pursue their asylum cases. However, both U.S. and Mexican border policies, along with the journey itself, present significant challenges. The U.S. asylum process. Travel through Mexico. The journey can be dangerous. 15 days crossing the border. This is, I just put in Mexico. I mean, you could put in Chile, Venezuela, whatever. I'm not picking on Mexico, just to let you know. Asylum seekers are maybe turned away or subjected to U.S. border policies, the circumvention of unlawful pathways, legal challenges. People who do manage to enter the U.S. Legally, process with limited access to legal counsel. U.S. policy. I'm not going to read this whole thing. This is way too convoluted. There's too much in there. So there's several things going on. I have a list here of people that, not people, there's silos that you need to fit in if you are needing rental assistance. And you need to fit into a very specific silo to get rental assistance. Section 8 is for people that are over 70 or disabled. If you are not over 70 or disabled, you're not, that's HUD housing, just to let you know. HUD housing is Section 8. You cannot get on Section 8 if you are not disabled or not over 70. There are other housing programs, but it's not Section 8, like a low income. So there are some silos that you need to fit into if you call United Way. People know that by the name 211. So they're going to ask you, are you a vet? Why? Because if you say yes, they're going to point the finger and say, go to the veterans, go to the VA. They're going to ask you, are you a single mom? Why? Because 211 wants to point the finger. They want you to go somewhere else, because that's all these people do. That's all they do. They say, go there, go there, go there. And you do, and you end up down a dead end road, and you're like, I'm done. I'm done with people pointing the finger saying, go there, go there, go there, go there, because nobody wants to help you. Nobody wants to help. That's the way it is. So, mom, if DPSS finds out you're a single mom, they're going to say, go to the Department of Public Social Services. They can help you. Not necessarily. Depends on what you need. Asylum seekers, I know people that have told me that illegal immigrants get help with housing and they don't need money. I know people, and they know for a fact that illegal immigrants get help with housing. The big one is disabled. Mental illness, addiction, cancer, diabetes. Those are the big ones, because if you're disabled, you're going to be told to go to the Social Security office to apply for disability. And then you have to wait very long wait times. I mean, there's two groups of people. There's the people that are really disabled and they have their documents from their doctor, and then the judge denies them the disability and they're really disabled. And they can work maybe 5 or 10 hours a week, but they can't work full time. Or their disability is so bad to where they would have to have so many accommodations that it would be out of the general box that is a reasonable accommodation for that person. It would cost too much for the employer to reasonably accommodate the person with that particular disability. So, mental illness is a good one. Diabetes, cancer, because if you're getting cancer treatment like chemo, 211 is going to say, call the American Cancer Society. All they're going to do is point fingers. And you may have already called them and say, they don't help me. They don't help. I've tried. They don't help. Or they're going to say, call the something of diabetes, something or another. Whatever. The diabetes people. Call them. That's all 211 does. They don't help people. They just point fingers. And I'm tired of it. Mental illness. Oh, yeah. You're homeless? Oh, you must be mentally ill, man. You must be mentally ill if you're homeless. Well, shit, fuck you, man. It's a social construct. Look that up. Google it if you don't know. What is mental illness as a social construct? What is that? Put that in your chat, GPT. Victim of domestic violence. That's another one. There is a place that you can call if you're a victim of domestic violence. If you're a senior, you can call the Aging Office of Aging. If you're on parole or probation, that's another one. You can get help if there's a barrier to entry. Well, I would think living in your car would be a barrier to entry if you find that maybe you're working part-time and you're getting $500 or $600 or $700 a month, but it's not enough to cover your rent. It's not even, it's not even enough to really cover your basic needs. And what if you need car insurance? You need, what are you going to do then? And there's some other ones, and I can't remember. So vet, mom, asylum, disabled, victim of domestic violence, senior, parole, mental illness, and addiction. There's another one. That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's 9. There's another one, and I can't remember what it is. But 211 wants you to be a vet. They want you to be a mom or seeking asylum. They want you to be disabled. They want you to be a victim of domestic violence or a senior, 55 plus, parole, probation, mental illness, addiction. Addiction's a big one. Just because you're living on the street doesn't mean you're an addict. Just because you're living on the street doesn't mean you have a mental illness. Look it up, guys. Look it up. If you've been following me, anytime nothing about me has changed. The only thing about me has changed is my hair and my weight. I'm still spunky. I still have attitude. I still have the attitude. Okay? I'm tired of the fucking bullshit. Okay? That's all it is bullshit. And it tastes nasty. Don't feed it to me because I'm going to walk away from you. You tell me, have you thought about the Workforce Development Center? Shut the fuck up. I talked to Kamika Harris. I went down there in August, right before my car went in limp mode. What's limp mode? It's a thing in the car that protects your car, and it goes 20 miles an hour, and it will not go any further. It will not go more than 20 miles an hour. It's there to protect the car when something is wrong with it, when in the engine. And Hyundai Tucson's the 1.6 liter engine, the 2018. Don't get a Hyundai Tucson, okay? Get a Toyota, go get a Honda, and maybe a Tesla, maybe. But other than Toyota and Honda, don't get a Hyundai or a Kia. Horrible cars. Horrible. Wish I had known that. So it was back in August. I drove all the way down to Hemet. I'm tired of people telling me to go to the Workforce Development Center. I don't need another goddamn resume. Oh, no, they give you a career coach. What do you think they're going to do? What do they think they're going to do? They ain't doing shit for me. Nothing. That what? Give me another resume? You want me to drive down the riverside? For what? To waste my gas? For what? I need a handshake. I need an introduction. People think, oh, just apply. What? They gonna give me a job lead on a job board? Hello, I just said I apply online to job boards. It does not work. This lady on the phone just said, are you on LinkedIn? I said, Lady, I said, come on. I said, really? I'm 50. I said, I've been on LinkedIn for at least 10 years. I said, where is your head? You think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? I said, there you go again. Another job board. I said, you don't get jobs by going on job boards. And I told her, now I can go on LinkedIn to go on a platform. Like, for example, if I was wanting to change the plastic industry, then I would find a group on LinkedIn to talk about that. And that's how you get jobs. You network with people. You don't apply to jobs on LinkedIn. Because she was like, well, why don't you apply to jobs on LinkedIn? I was telling her it's a job board. You don't do that. ZipRecruiter, full of spam. I just almost accepted a job with Spectrum, door to door. And you know what they didn't answer? They didn't answer the question. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I said, I'm not going to your training. I'm not going to this drug test. I'm not doing all this stuff. No. If you will not answer the question of when is my first paycheck and when does the pay period begin and when does the pay period end? The HR lady couldn't answer that. And this was about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. The HR lady couldn't answer that. And then the hiring manager couldn't answer that. And then I looked up this guy, and he is associated with a project, a property management company in Texas. He works for Time Warner Cable, and he partners with the property management in Texas, somewhere, I don't know where, Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas. It doesn't matter the city. It's Texas. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. He contracts with this, he provides everybody internet or cable in this particular property. And his number was up there. And I said, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Is people take other people's names all the time. They take other people's names all the time. So if you like my content, subscribe. It'll help me to get my AdSense account back. I lost my AdSense account in 2021 or 2022. And I can't monetize anything without that AdSense account. And I think I need 1,000 subscribers. So I'm just done with the bullshit. I'm just done. People do not know what it's like. It's called the Great Flattening. And I'm not an entry-level worker. I'm sorry if you are 25 or 26 or 30 and you just got done with your bachelor's degree in engineering, or you just got your master's degree in something. I don't know what. Whatever. Take your pick. I'm sorry if you graduated in 2025 in May, June, or July. I just talked to somebody at my center. I don't call it church, guys. Go back to my videos from 2012, 2013, 2014. You'll see all my anger. I don't like calling it church because it associates me with a Christian, and I'm not a born-again Christian. And if you think I am, then okay, you can think that. Fine. I don't freaking care, but I don't call it church. So there was somebody at my spiritual center, and he asked me, are you having a hard time finding jobs? And I'm like, yeah, what? So what? Yeah. What? This is old news. What are you talking about? I can't find a job. I'm like, sorry, dude. Everybody can't find a job. Sorry. You have to network. And I said, I told the guy, his name is Paul. I said, why don't you go out there to the board and read my whole thing? I got a whole thing printed of what I'm going through. I said, why don't you go out to that board, that community board, and read it? I said, I need help, but I'm not going to sit here and talk to you because it's over there on the board. I'm not going to exude all this energy right now. His mother was sitting right there. And she's like 60, 65. And she says the same shit. Why didn't you go on Indeed? And you do not get a job by going on Indeed. So shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because I'm tired of these 65-year-olds. You're living in 2016. You're like stuck in 2015. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of 2015. This is 2025. It's called the Great Flattening. It's either you're a CEO or you're a janitor. There's nothing in between. There's nothing in between. Data entry, gonna be gone. 2 years, we ain't gonna see that no more. Accounting even, it could be repeatable. If it could be repeatable, AI can learn it. Now, here's the thing. There might be people that check AI to make sure it's doing it right. There might be people that check AI, like if you're some type of researcher or something, or I don't know, a journalist, you might have to look and research shit yourself. I'm telling you, it makes mistakes all the time, guys. Let me see. Oh, is that I'm getting all these. Let's see. ChatGPT. Look at all this. Like, you see all those? You can't read them. That's okay. But that's all the conversations that I've had. And I've deleted some. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Just delete it. Delete that. Yeah. Delete that. God, there's a lot here. Jesus Lord, there's a lot. Yeah, it's just not. When you go on to Claude or ChatGPT, you need to do your own research and make sure it doesn't make mistakes, because it makes a lot of mistakes. Now, that would be something to look into. But just data entry clerk, no. I mean, I call doctors' offices right now. Guess who answers? It's AI. There's no receptionist there. It's AI. So if you're 70, get out of 1975, please. Please. That was 50 years ago. How many times do I need to say this shit? You think 211 is a good resource, and it's not. Now, if you need food, great. But if you need money to pay your rent and you're applying online, that's all you do, apply online. Spin your wheels, baby. Get into quicksand, baby. Quicksand song. I think. No. Hold on. Quicksand song. Yeah. Is that it? No. Is that it? No. There's a song in my mind. My mama raised me on Motown. Thank you, mama. Thank you, mama. Quicksand. Okay. It's gonna mute me. Get in the quicksand. You want to apply online? You're gonna be drowning. You're gonna be drowning. Quicksand, quicksand, yeah, quicksand. Quicksand. You want to apply online? You want to tell people to apply online? You are giving them entryway to some quicksand. quicksand. You're going to be in that quicksand and not be able to get out, baby. So if you don't know what you're talking about, shut your mouth and put tape over it. Because I'm tired of the bullshit. And it tastes like shit. It tastes like caca. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Shit. You just met my alter ego, Luther. You just met him. And he comes out when I get pissed. If anybody knows the resources, it's me. DPSS, Department of Public Social Services. Where's that thing? Oh, I got rid of it, I think I got rid of it. What's the purpose of giving people a resource packet if it is not updated every single year? It's like 50 pages, and it has all these numbers on it, and you can't even read the numbers. They're smeared. You can't read the numbers. I can't tell you how many numbers I've called on that resource packet from Department of Public Social Services. This number has been... Why DPSS are you giving out Department of Public Social Services? Riverside County, okay? Riverside County. It's all the same. Doesn't matter if you go to Lake Elsinore, Riverside, Paris, whatever city. Doesn't matter. It's the same resource packet. And you guys are doing people wrong by giving a resource packet that ain't even good. This is what you're doing. You lead in quicksand. But it's not fun, baby. It ain't fun. That's all you're doing. It's not fun, man. It's not fun when you're in quicksand and somebody tells you go there, and you do, and you waste your fucking time. And they say go there for help. This is all about rent help. And then people say, oh, you want a shelter? No, I said I want rent help. I didn't say I want a shelter. You call these places, Valley Restart, Martha's Kitchen. There's one in, I think Martha's Kitchen is in Indio. Mercy House, they never called me back. Project Touch, Mission Hope. I told a lady, I said, they are in Temecula. I don't live in Temecula, darling. They still help you? No, they don't. I called them. They don't help. I said, I don't need food, man. I need money. I applied online. The lady at my center said 2 weeks ago, have you thought about applying to jobs online? Gag me with a fork and kill me now. That is the shit that I'm getting from 70. Have you thought about applying to jobs online? You motherfucker. What do you think I've been fucking doing? Let me go to my spreadsheet. Let me just run down August, and we'll go back. This is September. We'll go back. We'll go back 5 months. Okay, here we go. Kennel technician, Moreno Valley Animal Hospital. Where Indeed? That's the first. This is just the 1st of September. Activity assistant PRN, Vista Behavioral Health LLC, DBA, Pacific Grove Hospital. Just the first. Production associate, Sand and Buff, All-Star Auto Parts. Second, Auto Processor Corona, Frontline Resources Group. Oh, this was a 1099. I don't do 1099 because it's working for free. If you don't make the sales, you don't get the money. So I'm not even gonna go there. Media Sales Specialist, BVM. That sounds like a scam to me. Inventory Control, Volt, on ZipRecruiter. I don't go to ZipRecruiter anymore. I got too many scam calls. Behavioral technician, Little Learners Therapy. I believe that was part-time. Senior Compliance Specialist, Affordable Housing Quality Management Group, Ontario, California. CNA, it said Activities Director. It was a CNA, it said activities director. Wellcrest Senior Living. Payroll specialist, WellQuest Senior Living. Housing specialist, DMCS. Jewelry worker, the Jewelry Exchange in testing. Female residential advisor, Larton Brothers Educators, Marietta. Educational assistant, Partners Professional, WOMT. I remember getting an email from them saying, thank you, we picked someone else. Receptionist, Career Group. Marketing assistant, Marketing administrative assistant, Aircraft, Spruce, and Specialty Company. Payroll clerk, CA Global Services. Enrollment specialist, DNV Communication Advisors. Behavioral health specialist, Hillside Horizon for Teens. Associate account manager, Lawrence Fiduciary Service. AR contract administrator, Mulhauser Steel Inc. Junior account executive, Start Edge Corona. Office assistant, Gray Legal Group APC. Marketing specialist, Gray Legal Group APC. Went on their website for that. Accounting assistant 1-2, County of Riverside. Admin assistant, admin socials assistant pool, County of Riverside. Went to their County of Riverside HR website. HR generalist leave of absence, Southwest Healthcare System. EVS housekeeper part-time, Southwest Healthcare System, Rancho Springs Hospital. Front office rep, Southwest Healthcare System, Rancho Hot Springs Hospital. Courier, Kaiser Permanente, Riverside, Marietta. Building Inspector 1-2, County of Riverside. Temporary Gate Services, County of Riverside. Janitor, Marietta, Stater Brothers. 2 positions, I don't know what they were, but I got the name of the company. MPCCM Inc. And then Audit Consulting, both on from LinkedIn. Assistant Project Manager, OSPD Construction, Cyber Coders. Office assistant, West Coast Flooring. General merchandising, Stater Brothers, Marietta. And then there was a janitor, Stater Brothers, Marietta. Residential services coordinator, Action Property Management. General offices, Ontario, Randstad. Another one that was like a receptionist or something, that was Randstad. That's a staffing agency. Business project manager, First 5, County of Riverside. Then I got a call from Joseph Miller yesterday asking me to leave my dentist appointment to come home to email him my old resume from me doing cashiering from 20 years ago. I said, I haven't done cashiering and cash handling in 25 years. Well, I suggest you go home. Can you get home to me about 1 o'clock? I said, no, I have a dentist appointment. I have a root canal. I canceled. Yeah, I canceled and went home. Gave him my resume by 12:30, and within 1 hour, he said, no, thank you. And I said, then why the frick did you call me? Email to, okay, internet salesperson, Audie Temecula, that was the 15th. I'm sorry, I'm not keeping track of the date. The 15th of September. Sales full-time rep, Paris Valley Kia. Dispensary manager, Golden Bloom. The 16th, office assistant, Perpetual Motion Physical Therapy. Office assistant, Gray Legal Group, APC. Office assistant, JAS Group. I guess JAS Group is a staffing agency. Receptionist, All God's Children Group. I guess it's a group home. Administrative assistant, Lake Oak Meadows Wedding Venue and Valencio Winery in Temecula. This is the 16th of September. Receptionist at ATAX Hemet and receptionist Maurice Winery in Temecula. That's 61 positions I applied to, guys, in September this month. You want me to go back to August? No. I'm not going to read all these. 124 positions applied to online. 124 applied to online. 124? No way. Hold up. Wait a minute. 144? 144? Okay. So, yeah, August, 144 positions applied to. in August. I'm not going to read them all, guys. July, 50, 65, 65, but it looks like 19 roles were, uh, 19 roles were, I wasn't a good match for them. So about 40, about 40 to 45 positions, because just because you apply for the job doesn't mean you're a good fit. June, 31 positions applied. May, I applied for 10. I was done. I was done in May. 55 positions applied to in April. March, I applied to 87. February, I applied to 114. This is all online. And January, I applied to 72. And I was cold calling. And somebody said, get this blessed 70-year-old, man, she's out of touch. 3 people in their 70s said, well, why don't you call human resources? I said, that's the worst thing you can do. I said, are you kidding me? Call human resources? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, no, you got to talk to a hiring manager. I said, human resources are gatekeepers. Don't you know that? They're gatekeepers. You don't call human resources. Come on, man. I called human resources. I remember calling them back in 2018. And they're like, why are you calling us? And I go, because I applied to the job 3 days ago. And they go, we call you. You don't call us. We call you. And I said, okay, well, I'm on the phone with you. So are you still hiring for that or what? You still hiring? You interviewing? No, we call you. If we like your resume, we call you. So if you're 70 and you don't have anything real to say to people, stop giving us quicksand, because I ain't taking your fucking quicksand, man. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't want to walk into quicksand. Okay? I want a real freaking handshake. I can fix some problems, but you just giving me shit. And I'm done. I'm not eating shit. I know my worth, man. I know my worth. I know what kind of stuff I've done in the past. And there's nothing in the middle. You guys think I'm joking. What is the great flattening? And why is there no middle management? I can't get a job anywhere because I'm not an introductory worker. I'm not an entry-level worker, but I'm also not a CEO. The great flattening is a trend of companies eliminating layers of middle management to become more agile, reduce cost, and rely on technology. The shrinking of these traditional career paths is making it difficult for experienced professionals who are not yet senior executives to find jobs. The great flattening describes a major restructuring of work hierarchies away from the traditional pyramid-shaped model. Companies are cutting management layers to increase efficiency and speed up decision-making. Cost reduction. Eliminating management positions is seen as a direct way to reduce costs, which is particularly appealing during economic uncertainty. Advancement in technology. Automation and artificial intelligence can handle now many administrative oversight and communication tasks that were once performed by middle managers. Enhanced communication tools, platforms like Slack and Microsoft Teams allow for more direct communication between senior leadership and frontline employees, bypassing the need for a management layer. Demand for agility. Flatter organizations are often seen as more modern and flexible, able to respond more quickly to market changes. Changing workforce culture. The rise of remote and hybrid work environments has made physical hierarchies less relevant. Younger generations, in particular, often value autonomy and over bureaucracy. On and on and on it goes. I'm not going to go on and on and on. Okay. Sorry that wasn't 5-10 minutes, guys, but I'm done. I'm done with the bullshit. Okay. You know who's else done with the bullshit? The young people. And they get a bad rap. Okay. The people that are 20, 21, 25, 27, 28, they're not lying, guys. They need to be trained. Nobody knows everything going into a job, okay? So you cannot expect a 25-year-old kid to go into a job And they say, okay, do the job. And you're like, all right, but you didn't show me nothing. And they go, well, you just ship it. You just pack it. And they're like, okay. But they don't know where the boxes are. They don't know where the tape is, nothing. I mean, I'm talking about, I worked for Amazon, guys. They do make you hold your urine. And no, I'm not talking about Amazon drivers. Just shut the fuck up about Amazon drivers. I ain't talking about those. I'm talking about working in the warehouse. They make you hold your urine. I know my worth and I know the law. I studied the law. I studied labor unions and not labor unions, labor law. I studied it in my MBA. So I got a mouth on me, guys, but it's only because of the great flattening and the tariffs and the uncertainty and the artificial intelligence. I've never, ever had a job market like this before in my life. I've always been able to turn and burn, baby. Turn and burn. I've always been able to get a job 5 months, 6 months, 4 months, always. Never has it been like this since May 2024 when I was in accounting. I was doing APAR. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I forget this a lot because this is not my typical job. People say, what'd you do your last job? I forget about this because I'm not a canvasser. I don't do that. It's not what I do. But I did take a canvassing job in October of 2024. But, it was for a congressman. It was a congressman in Menifee. And I did that for October. And then the election day, and then it was all over. There was no reason to pass out flyers for a congressman on election day. There's no reason to do that. But I forget because I don't do canvassing. That's not what I do. Okay. So if you're over 70, just be quiet because everything that I just said, it's bad advice. You don't tell people to go on job boards to apply for jobs unless you want them to drown in quicksand, man. You don't want Luther to come out. You don't want Luther to come out because I changed my whole everything in me. And when I get angry, oh man, you don't want that. You don't want that at all. Not at all. I'm tired of the bullshit. And don't tell me, oh, you don't believe in God. And then that people that believe in God tell you to lie. Yeah, I got to lie on my resume now just to show that I had some fake experience. That's what I got to do now. I'm so done. I'm so done. Quicksand. Do. Help me get my AdSense account back, please. Okay? Subscribe. Because I can't make money on YouTube without an AdSense account. And I lost it in 2021. I got to go.